That's some good Coca-Cola right there. Hey folks, how's everybody doing? Murphy's Law. The minute I sit down, the noise kicks off. It's beautiful noise, you know, children playing, dogs barking. But you know what? It was stone cold quiet out here. Right up until I hit the record button. And again, I'm not complaining. I got two of the noisiest babies in the neighborhood, and people deal with our noise. But, you know, just sharing with you some of the challenges of filming here in the Philippines. It's hard to find a quiet spot to do a talking head video. I mean, it really is. I can't find a quiet spot inside my house or outside my house. Sometimes I think I just should pack up the camera gear in the morning, go out in the middle of a rice field somewhere. You know, they got these little bamboo huts in the middle of the rice fields for the workers to take a break, you know. Just go out in the middle of a rice field. All right, that's game pineapple. These things are so fresh, straight from the States. Shout out to my buddy Duke, man. Thank you very much for hooking me up. It smells and tastes just like a pina colada, these pineapples. Tastes just like a pina colada. So I want to welcome y'all to today's video, to today's topic. And it's a topic that, you know, guys like me who are married to girls from the village, old country girls, it's a topic that we get hit on all the time, just in conversation or, you know, comments, what have you. And so I thought I would touch on it. And it's basically, you know, why do you date or marry a poor, uneducated girl from the village when there's plenty of, you know, educated girls in the Philippines or Thailand, Southeast Asia, Central America, Colombia, Mexico, you name it, right? Why don't we chase the educated girls? Why do dudes like me go with the country girls? And most of the comments, most of the time, people are being very condescending towards you, judgmental. It's derogatory in nature when they talk about this. But then I realized, you know what? The people who are making these comments, they don't understand the dynamic or the logistics, the cultural aspects. These are guys sitting in the States that don't even have a passport. They're just dreaming about traveling. They're dreaming about living this lifestyle. They don't even have a passport. They've never left the States, right? They don't get it. And so, today's video is going to educate those of you who don't understand why guys like me, expats, you know, older dudes, middle-aged guys like myself, pirate looking at 50, don't go for the bankers. I think that's going to be the title of the video. Village girl versus banker. Which one do you marry? So anyhow, one more disclaimer. I always say I'm not here claiming that I'm always right. All I want to do is invoke thought in you, the viewer, the potential world traveler, the potential marrier of a lady outside your home country or a dude outside your home country. Either way, I'm just here to invoke thought and give you some insight as to why a lot of us, you know, like to date the country girls. Now, I'm a redneck from the backwoods of Mississippi. Grew up on a dirt road in a single wide trailer. I naturally gravitate to chicks from the country, even when I was in the States. Now, I dated some professional girls. I lived with a very professional girl for 7 years. I know both boundaries. I can date a professional girl, a rich girl, or a poor girl. But if I go back to my roots, I go for the country girls. That's me. I'm not from New York City. I'm from a dirt road. So that's a little bit background about me, why I naturally would rather date a girl from the province. You know, here you say province girl. In America, you say country girl, a redneck gal. But what about a guy from New York City? Why would he come out and date a country girl? And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. So village girl versus banker. Pick your country. You know, I'm currently in the Philippines, but you could do this the same in Guatemala, Thailand, Cambo, Colombia. So let's just break down the dynamics of the two girls, right? And I'm not trying to be mean, not trying to cast stones, be judgmental. This is just down to life, true education. It's ground truth, the way it is. So your average village girl that's from way out in the province or up in the mountains, you know, way out in the sticks. Typically, that girl sitting in the village that you meet, you know, you meet online. She has no real formal education. Now, not all of y'all, but most of them, they maybe they finished high school, maybe they didn't. And folks, less than 10 years ago in this country, kids here only went 16 years of school. You graduated high school at 16. And I guess about 5 years ago, they upped it to 18. But what they call it high school, and they had to have a name for the extra 2 years, so they call it senior high. So, you know, prior to 10 years ago, or prior to 6 years ago, you were a high school graduate at 16 years old. That was your education. And then you had to figure out, can I get some money to go to college or try to be a scholar or what have you. You know, now it's an extra, it's 4 years of high school like in the States. But anyhow, you get a girl from the village. She may or may not have finished high school. So if she did, she's sitting in the village. No college, no job. Hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetie girl. My sweetie girl's coming out here to visit me. Here, come give Papa a kiss right quick. Give Papa a kiss. So sweet. Folks, this is my sweetie girl.
Dad.
I know why she came out here to see me, because she saw me grab a Coke. Here, get some Coke. She saw me grab that Coke and she wanted to swig a Coke. And that's why she come out here to see Papa, huh? Are you watching cartoons? Yeah? Yes, you're watching cartoons. Here, get one more sip and then Papa get back to work here. Want one more? Here. There you go. All right, you give Papa a kiss. Papa loves you.
What is it?
That's Papa's microphone.
Microphone?
Yeah, this is the microphone. So I talk into this and it goes to the camera so everybody can hear us.
All right.
It's called a wireless microphone. I'll take a break, mess around, and check on the rabbits, ride bicycle with her. So just push the pause button for just a second. I'll be back in a flash. Ready?
Dad.
Papa gonna snap. This is the last time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
More time.
Okay.
This one.
Go ahead. Go.
Nothing doing.
All right, I'm back. It's just a blessing, folks, to have my kids around me most of the day. I mean, most of my time, I get to spend it around the children. She's so sweet. Forrest G's in there taking a nap. Anyhow, let's continue on. So the girl sitting in the village may or may not have graduated high school. Probably did, but she, no money to go to college, and Not many jobs out in the province. So if you meet her out in the province and she's out in the village, probably never worked a real job. Now she's maybe done something around the village or worked in the sugarcane field, or maybe not. I mean, that's reality. Maybe she's never had a real job. Now, you contrast that to the girl that you meet working at the bank down in Makati, right? The city girl. Or maybe she's from the province, but guess what she's got? She's got a college education, she's got a real job, and she has a schedule. Let me say one thing about college education here. Folks, a college education here a lot of times just means you can be a desk clerk at a hotel. Like, to get those types of positions, they're looking for a college degree. It's not the same dynamic as you're used to in the West, right? So you meet a girl that's working in a clerical job or what have you, and she has a 4-year degree. Okay, but say you meet a girl from the bank. I mean, this is a smarter chick, right? I don't know what type of degree they require for the ladies to work in the bank, but they're smart girls. Right off the bat, you have a different dynamic in educational background. Yes, sweetie.
Are you talking?
Yes, I'm talking. It's no different than meeting a girl in the trailer park or from the hood, way out in the backwoods. They just finished high school, been laying around the house, versus meeting a chick, working in an office building or, a stockbroker on Wall Street, right? There's two totally different dynamics and different types of people, just by their educational background, their upbringing, and their profession. Okay? Now I'm stating the obvious, but you got to stay with me here. A village girl. Never been on an airplane, most of them. Some of them never been on an air-conditioned bus. Never been in an air-conditioned car. They've only rode in the back of a jeepney or a non-aircon bus or a motorbike or a trike. Never rode on an escalator or been in an elevator. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, several of my girlfriends, the first time I took them to the mall, I had to teach them how to get on the escalator, because they're from so far back in the woods that the small town they lived next to didn't have any stores with elevators or escalators. Never been on one, right? Versus the banker chick. She's well cultured, well versed. She's rode on an airplane. She can ride in an air-conditioned car without getting sick. Two totally different people. The village girl may or may not have all her ID documents, certainly doesn't have a passport. If she does have some ID documents, they're all expired. Maybe she has an old school ID that's expired, versus the chick working at the bank, passport, postal ID. She has everything, right? How does that affect you in the long run? Well, you meet a girl from the village, your first challenge is just getting this girl basic ID, basic identity documents, so she can get on a plane and travel with you. The village girl usually has no bank account, never had a credit card, ATM card, has no mechanism to accept money other than you sending her money via Western Union. Nowadays, as a lot of these chicks have Gcash and stuff is obviously coming online, but you go try to meet a girl from the village, I'm telling you, they got none of this. If you send them money, you're going to have to do it Western Union, and a lot of times send it to a family member who actually has a valid ID, because they don't got one. You don't have those problems with the chick working at the bank, right? She got a PayPal account. You want to send her money, just send it to her PayPal. Pretty simple, right? Now, am I painting the picture that the village girl might be a little more difficult to deal with than the chick working at the bank? You say, well, why are you with this village girl? Speak of the devil. Here's my village girl right here. Come on over here, baby. Sit down next to me. Come on. It don't matter you're haggard. You're always haggard. Come over here. You're an old married woman. Come over here. Get over here, single mom. Wait. Come on over here and sit down next to Big Daddy. Come over here.
What
Folks,
are you doing?
I'm talking about, is it better to marry a village girl or a girl working at a bank in Makati? What do you think? Okay, all right, well, just follow along here. You can look at my notes and catch up. Village girls don't know anything about fashion. Okay, they have no fashion sense whatsoever. Probably don't even have a real pair of shoes. Versus this chick who's working in the bank, she's got all kind of fashion sense, used to dressing up every day, got proper shoes.
Yeah.
Whoa, sweetie. So what does that mean? Like if you're trying to marry this girl and take her to America and, move her in with you over there in the States. Well, say you want to take your old lady to a Christmas party, right? The village girl versus the chick working at the bank in Makati. Well, the chick working at the bank in Makati, she's well cultured. She can go to a Christmas party, she can mingle, she speaks English real well. She's been to parties like this before. She can drink a glass of wine and be sociable and, nobody think too much about it. Oh, you're from the Philippines, yeah. Versus the village girl, she's never been to a Christmas party. She's never been to a formal Christmas party where you got to dress up and go and mingle with the crowd. I mean, number one, her English ain't that great. Now let me touch on that. The chicks from the village,
I can understand.
they don't speak English real well. She speaks Bisaya 100%, Tagalog about 80%, and English about 50%. The chicks working in the bank are fluent English. So I take her to America. I got this formal Christmas party. Everybody's dressing up. They want to talk to her. Where are you from? And she's just like looking at them because she don't speak English. Is that a negative thing? It's not negative or positive. These are just elements that you have to consider if, going out and these public functions are part of your job or part of your career or part of your social life. If I took her to a Christmas party or to a wedding or something like that in the States, when nobody's looking, she's over at the damn buffet stuffing shrimp in her purse so she could take some home and put in the ref.
Hoy, I never do that, no? I never do that. You last name more.
Baby.
Even I'm from in the village, I never do that. You're the one who do.
Baby, listen. The other thing too is if we did go to a Christmas party, she would have some rice. She'd have a little plastic bag full of rice in her purse because she'd be scared that they don't have rice at the Christmas party.
Oh, I never do that. Bring a plastic. Of course, I have I'm shy type, but suntokin kita eh.
What?
You're the one, oh, you're the one. Not me.
So there are some cultural differences, right? Chicks from the village are rednecks, just like me. I'm a redneck at heart.
I'm not.
Rednecks are rednecks, and we do redneck stuff no matter what the culture is. Well, if you're, say you're the mayor or something of your town, and your reputation and you're worried about gossip and all that stuff. Well, you want some gossip, just marry a village girl. Take her to all these parties. There'll be some TikTok videos of her stealing the shrimp and 3 crabs in her purse. Baby, come on now.
Come on now. You're the one who teach me like that.
You ain't never been nowhere where they got free shrimp. Free shrimp cocktail. So moving right along. You see the picture that I'm painting? But it doesn't have anything to do with the Philippines. It has to do with just the background, the type of chick that you need in your life, that you're going to mesh with, that's going to fit in, right? If you're a dude on Wall Street, or say you're an ambassador or something, and you go grab a girl from a single wide trailer that's chain smoking menthols all day, is she going to fit in your life? I mean, personally, I don't give a shit, but a lot of people do, and this is just things you got to think about, right? Okay. Now let's talk about some of the positive things about a village girl, right? The village girl has nothing but time on her hand. You, as the foreign guy coming over here, don't have a lot of time. Most Americans, they have what? I'll help her out, honey. Most Americans, we have what? 1 to 2 weeks a year of vacation. So say you meet a girl online, you come over here, you've got a maximum of 2 weeks to try to get to know this chick. You know, so you can make some hard decisions. But when you retire, the big thing for retirement is freedom. Freedom to do what you want to do, move where you want to move, and not have to ask somebody else's permission. You're a single dude from America, you just retired, you shouldn't have to ask anybody's permission about where to move, where to live, or you know, when to pack up and go on a 3-week vacation to Boracay. It should be your choice. Guess what? The village girl, her schedule is free. So you come over here on a 2-week vacation, she can pick you up or meet you at the airport, and she can stay with you and take you back to the airport the entire time. And you have 2 solid weeks of living around that woman to figure out if you can get along and live together. The chick working at the bank probably be able to take off 2 or 3 days for you. And then what are you going to do? See her after work for an hour or two when she's tired as can be? And got to get to bed early because she's got to get up for work the next day. So if you're coming over here on a 1-week, 2-week vacation, how much are you going to be able to get to know that girl? It's going to be limited with the girl working in the bank versus this old girl from the village right here. She ain't doing nothing. Her schedule is free. You can get to know her better. You can get to know her better in the limited time that you have to go on vacation, right? If you're here listening and really taking notes for information, and you're in that demographic that I just spoke about, you're about to retire, you're divorced, you want to leave the U.S., start a new life, wherever that may be, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay that when you meet a girl to say, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? The dude from America, the dude from Australia, you know, from the UK, wherever you're from, what's in it for me? Is this girl going to be good for me? I don't give a damn if I'm good for her or her family. It's okay to be selfish, and that's not even really the word. It's what most people will describe it as being, but you have to put yourself first. This is your time in life to enjoy it. You shouldn't be pegged down to any location, anybody else's agenda, anybody else's career. No, this is the end of your life cycle. You have to enjoy it and don't feel guilty about it. So when you look at a girl, say, is this girl going to be good for me in my kingdom? What's in it for me? It's okay to say that, because trust me, she's thinking what's in it for me. Trust me, that's what they do. So my gentlemen, I know you're raised to be a gentleman. I'm a gentleman as well. But at our stage in life, what's in it for me? Is this a good situation for me? If the answer is no or maybe, move on to the next one. Okay? Because you don't got a lot of time. So let's talk about objectives of the village girl versus the chick working at the bank. The chick from the village, she wants to build her house or build her family a big old house, support everyone, send everybody to college, buy new motorbikes, buy everybody Red Horse and Kulafu, buy everybody rice, pigs on special occasions. That's every girl's dream, is to support her family. That's their dream. The girl in the village has that dream, you know, wants to start a sorry store and just take care of her family in the village. But she has no strategic plan. She has no financial plan. Her only option, her only plan, is to marry a rich foreigner. She doesn't even have money to go to college. If she had money to go to college, then she would think on down the line. But you're sitting there in the village, you know, no money, no way to go to college, got these big dreams. You have one option here, and that's to marry a rich foreigner. Now,
not all foreigners rich, right? Same you. You're rich?
Now, me growing up as a poor redneck in America, you have these dreams. You have these dreams, but no means. But you don't have that nuclear option to just go marry, you know, marry for money, right? But here they do. If you're good-looking Filipina, you know, you try to snag a foreign dude, and all your problems are solved. There's no strategic plan with these chicks. That chick working at the bank, she has a strategic plan. She has the dream of building her family a house, and maybe she's already bought them a house and she's making payments. She has a strategic financial plan already that doesn't include you, never included you. You know, she's already doing it on her own, and if she ends up meeting a foreign dude with money, well, that's just gravy. But you're not part of her plan. She already has a strategic financial plan, and she's not going to allow you to affect that. She's only going to allow you to add to what her plan already is, because she's smart. She's a planner. She works in a bank. She knows what a spreadsheet looks like. She knows numbers. Okay, so just understand that there's different dynamics with their long-term thinking. And again, I just happen to be in the Philippines, but it's no different than a chick in America in the trailer park, no education, laying around, you know, no hope in ever getting out of being a trailer park girl unless she what? Hits the lottery or marries some rich guy. Versus girls who graduate college, they got their own plans. Okay. Why do I talk about this? Well, smoke. Neither one of these plans has the objective to build your kingdom's wealth. Let me say it another way. The village girl's plan is to help her family and build her family's wealth. The chick at the bank, her plan is to build her family's wealth. Not you. Not you. That's not part of their thinking and their plan. It's just not. Okay? So the way we look at things is that, you know, we marry somebody or something, it's a life partner that we're going to build an empire together and build wealth for our children. We look at things totally different, right? So, you know, husband and wife are building this huge empire to leave to their kids. It doesn't work that way here. They want to take money and give to their families, and that's just the culture. Okay, so with that said, you have to just keep all this in mind about their objectives. Okay, I talked about freedom versus time. Let's say you move the chick to America. Okay, and this is when things will start kind of tying in together here. The village girl may or may not want to work if you move her to the U.S. She may be content just being a housewife, you know, cooking and cleaning and, you know, going out to eat once or twice a week. And you know, you agree to send a little bit of money home to the family every month, and she's happy with that. Now you got an old lady, you know, taking care of the house, taking care of the housework, taking care of the kids. If you take the girl from the bank that has a career in her home country, there's a good probability that when she goes to the States, she still wants to work and be a career woman. That's what she is. And that's good for her. But here's where it may not necessarily be good for you. Okay, so say you move the banker girl to America. She gets a work permit, a green card, all that good stuff. Now she wants to go to work. So she scores a job down at the bank. Now she's back to working at the bank. And she's working 50, 60 hours a week at the bank, making paycheck. But now she's got no time for you. She's no different than if you just married an American chick. Why'd you waste your time coming over here, meeting a girl on the other side of the world, getting a K1, K3 visa, getting her over there, getting her set up, and now you never see her. Why? Because she's working that job at the bank. She's a career woman. And most of that money, I'm here to tell you, most of that money, if I had to guess, is going to go to her savings, her family, and her strategic plan. Now maybe she makes a small contribution, you know, to your own bills, and I've heard from different people, oh, you know, my wife pays the utilities, she works, she pays the utilities, what have you. But if you think that your wife, the banker from the Philippines, is going to go to work and put all that money in your account and let you be the comptroller, no. Because she already has responsibilities that she's been paying in the Philippines, whether she's paying a mortgage on a house, loans, utang, whatever she's paying. When she moves to America, that stays. Her money continues to flow back to the village. She's probably going to put a bunch of it in her savings, whether it's, you know, here in the Philippines or there in the States, and you get a little bit of money. So say she kicks in $400 or $500 to you every month, right? Now you got nobody to clean the house. Who's going to clean the house? Who's going to cook dinner? She's a professional career woman. That $400 that girl's going to chip in, you can't hire a full-time housekeeper for that. Think about that. Now all of a sudden it's like you got a roommate. You got a roommate that chips in $400 a month, pays the light bill. How does that benefit you? Okay. The country girl, if she sits around and don't work, she's going to cook, clean, you know, make your coffee in the morning. And as long as you send a couple hundred, $200-300 to the village every month, she's happy and you're happy. Now, if this were a business and a profession, you have a full-time housekeeper. For $300-400 a month, you're sending the money home to the village. If you looked at it from a business standpoint, versus this chick working at the bank is giving you pennies to pay for the light bill, and now nobody's doing the laundry. This is real life here. I want somebody that's on my team in my kingdom that's going to be on my time. And the professional girl is probably not, because she's going to be on her own time with her own plan. You can't blame her for it. Congratulate her, because she has a plan. But is it good for you? Is it good for you, the dude working 60, 70 hours or driving a truck up and down the road? You have to make that decision. I hope some of this is starting to make sense, all right? About why we date these village girls versus chasing chicks down at the bank. I already talked about retirement is about your freedom, and it's not about being bound to your wife's agenda. In my kingdom, if I decide that we need to move, it's pretty simple. There's a warning order, there's an op order. Just like when I made the decision to move here to Angeles, I told her, I said, hey, start packing, we're moving to Angeles. Okay, when? 2 days. She started packing right then. That's that. I make the decisions. I make the strategic decisions. Okay? What if this chick, listen, baby, I'm trying to explain stuff here. What if she's working at the bank in Longapo and she's worked there for 2 years, but for a lot of valid reasons, I need to move to Angeles City or I need to move down to Manila. You see the problem that creates? She's not going to quit her job. Now she's got to put in for a transfer. Can she get a transfer? Are you going to have to live in 2 places? At our age, it's not worth it. If you're 20, 25, 30, okay, whatever. You compromise about whose career is the best to follow. You know, in my late 20s, the chick that I was living with got a big promotion down in Miami. We talked about it, and I said, you know what, let's do it. I've always wanted to live in Miami. It was a big step up for her. I said, fuck, I can always get a job down there, and we did it. But there was a discussion, and we all had to come together. Folks, at 60 years old, 50, 55, 60 years old, you don't need to be having discussions with your wife that you just married from another country about where you're going to live. It needs to be your decision. So if you get a girl that goes to work, likes her job, wants to pursue a career, now just basic geography, you're tied to somebody else's agenda. Probability of divorce if you move to the U.S. Village girl, most of the time she's going to sit at home, do video chismes with her family. Most of the time she's just on Facebook, watching soap operas, cooking, whatever. As long as you treat her good, send some money home, odds are you'll probably stay together. Only person you got to worry about trying to get in the drawers would be the neighbor, preacher. All the usual suspects, the mailman and the plumber. So long as you keep a close eye on them individuals, you'll probably be all right. Versus the chick that you just imported, who for American standards looks like a perfect 10, skinny, long black hair, beautiful, petite, and you stick her in the U.S. workforce, she's getting hit on a dozen times a day by everybody, from her boss to clients to rich dudes she meets in passing. She's a perfect 10 in a sea full of land whales. Dudes making promises, wooing her every day about bigger money, promotions, a lot of temptation because they're beautiful chicks. They're beautiful, beautiful girls. Now, I believe in freedom. Just let everybody do what they're going to do, and if they screw up, eventually it'll come out. It always does. I'm not tying anybody down. She's free to walk out that door anytime she wants. If she says, hey, I want to go out and meet Ron's wife and go have dinner at 9 o'clock tonight, that's whatever. Do what you want to do. But you take a young girl, stick her in the U.S. workforce, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of temptations, a lot of dudes trying to steal her from you. And if something better comes along, well, maybe she ups the ante, and it helps out her long-term strategic financial plan. And the next thing you know, you're headed for divorce court again. Chick's gonna have a car, going on business trips, etc. You're 15 or 20 years older than her. What do you think's gonna happen? Welcome to America. Fucking odds ain't good, right? And my buddy I met the other day, he said he one of his wives, and shout out to you, buddy. It's a pleasure to meet you the other day. Talking about one of his wives that he moved to America, ended up joining the Army. Obviously against his wishes. That was the end of that marriage. You don't got to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. Say you do end up in divorce court in America, the village girl, she's playing checkers. She'll get a lawyer and drop the hammer on you, but there's no pre-planning. She don't got you in checkmate. Maybe she's got some money squirreled away, a little bit of money. But it's no different than an American chick. You know, if you get a divorce from an educated American chick, by the time you find out what's going on, she's already pre-positioned everything. It's already checkmate, motherfucker. She's already transferred the money. She's already sold this. I mean, you know, you're going to lose everything in the end. But you see what I mean? So who's best for most expats? The village girl or the banker? Who's the best for a guy who's looking for love and wants to bring her to America? Which one, the village girl or the banker? Folks, I can't say for everyone else. I don't have the answers. Again, the answer to your problems and your life situation and your lifestyle, everything lies within you, not me. All I can do is invoke thought. But for me, I take the country girl, the village girl, a chick who knows how to kill a chicken. For me, that's more valuable than a chick who knows how to use Microsoft Office. That's just me. Do I joke sometimes that, you know, the next girl, I'm going to try to find a cougar where, you know, she can buy me things. I just lay around and drink beer all day. Yeah, I joke about it, but, you know, for me, my situation just works better with my village girl here. Because I don't have time to be on somebody else's agenda or career path. Again, it should be about what's good for you. You're the king of your castle. And whoever you choose to be should be on your team about building your kingdom's wealth and building something that you can hand down to your children. Not her lazy ass brothers in the village drunk on kalafu. It's okay to think like that. What you have to set aside is that your relationship and your future is over here. Doing charity work is over here. Okay? Don't intertwine the two. It's okay to be selfish about your relationship and about your future. Ask yourself, what's in it for me? What's in it for the dude retiring on a small pension after working his ass off for 30, 35 years? Or what's in it for you, the hard worker, still in the grind, that's still got 12 more years to go to retirement, and you want to bring a chick over so you have somebody to share your life with? Who is better for you? That's the question. Don't feel guilty about checking out a girl's situation, her objectives, her family, and just saying, you know what, you're a sweet girl, but you're not right for me. Because if she's not right for you, it's just going to end in disaster a few years later. Okay? And she's going to take a piece of your money. It's okay to be picky. It's okay to be picky. Even if you chat with a chick for a year, you come over here on your 1 week vacation, and you spend 1 week with that chick and you're not feeling it, drop her ass right then and start over. Because if you keep going with a person that you know is not right, it's going to end in disaster 3-4 years down the road anyhow. What's the old saying? Don't throw good money after bad. Kenny Rogers. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. And even in the game of relationships where you've invested time, it's okay to fold them and put that time behind you. It's not wasted. It's not wasted because you have to invest the time to know whether or not you're going to be compatible with this person. It's not wasted time to say, nope, I just spent a year chatting with this chick, but she is not the girl for me. Let me start over. It's okay to do that. All right? Don't act so desperate because you're sitting over there alone, petting your Labrador, kick back in your easy chair, and you just don't want to be alone, that you settle for the day shift. You settle for a girl that's not right for you, right? That's not the best. Okay? Go for the night shift. Go for the gusto. Find somebody that you get along with. Okay, time is something you don't have. I already talked about this, about even when you come over here, you don't have a lot of time to spend with your chick. Okay, so the question was, is a few days together with the girl at the bank and a couple hours after work, is that enough FaceTime to get to know her? Well, that's up for you to decide. That's the end of my notes. Most of the answers, well, the answers can only lie within you, but most of the information is going to be down in the comments. Don't just take what I say. I'm just one dude, just one man's perspective, one man's experiences. In the comments, there will be 100 experiences. Read them all. Take a sampling of what people say. They'll be on this side of the fence, on this side of the fence. Oh, my wife's a banker, and we have a great, great life, and she, and then you'll have people on the other side of the fence. So there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Yeah, it's all over the place, but most of my videos are. But again, I sort of just, in response to the comments, the derogatory comments about, oh, you just go get a poor village girl and take advantage of her because she's uneducated, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, those are the dudes just wishing they could live this lifestyle. But part of the reason they're derogatory is because they just don't understand the dynamic. They don't even got a fucking passport, so they don't understand what it takes to meet a girl outside your home country. It's about time, right? And logistics and differences in culture. So for all you individuals that say things like that, I hope it helped you. I hope it helps you understand. And by saying shit like that, also, you're not being very nice because you're being very judgmental. And you're basically talking down to the poor village girl or the poor trailer park girl who don't have a formal education because her parents aren't rich, and life dealt her a set of cards where she's still poor. It's not a crime to be poor. It's not a crime to date a girl who's poor. I've dated rich ones and I've dated poor ones. And furthermore, it's not your place to tell another man who to date, who to marry, what country his wife has to be from. That's not your place, my young friends. Okay? I know you don't get it. In a few years you'll learn, but hopefully I educated you on some aspects of it. But just to let you know, them comments ain't nice. That's not being very nice, all right? Folks, if you're not a subscriber, where is that? Right down there. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen. If you hit that Overstay Road sign and subscribe and ring that bell like Rocky. Yo, Adrian, it's me, Rocky. I don't care if you're from a village or if you work at the bank down in Makati. I don't care if you know how to kill a chicken or if you know how to build a spreadsheet from scratch. I still love you, Adrian. Shit, sometimes I crack myself up. I gotta go. And peace out, my friends. I'll see y'all on the next one.